Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Intuitive Energy Forecast for November 29th, 2021. I'm Arlene Grace, an Intuitive Energy Life Coach, channel, and mentor. I invite you to take whatever resonates for you and leave the rest behind, though leaving yourself open to the information to allow for yourself to receive it so that you can yourself discern what is true for you. So when I feel into this energy, there's a lot of different messages. There's a lot of different layers to the information that's coming through. And so I'm going to do my best to be concise. So our invitation today is to allow our hearts to open. And so I'm going to invite you to come into activation, to an heart opening with me. And so I'm going to invite you to, if it's safe to do so, to take a deep breath in to the body and to exhale. And I'm going to invite you to open the heart, to ask yourself, what does love feel like? And as you do, to invite the heart to open. It's interesting, I am feeling into this fear of expression, this grief, confusion, separation. And I'm yawning and I'm coughing because I'm just helping to move this energy out. There is this energy of hurt and separation, of self-betrayal, this idea of betrayal that I'm feeling in the back. Intense sadness. And I feel like it's rising up, partially because of the holidays and the holidays that have just moved through our Thanksgiving in the States, Black Friday. It could be because there's a lot of information that's happening out in the world currently, and there's a lot of shifts and changes. And I can see that there are different parts of the world that are being highlighted: Australia, China, somewhere down south. There's a lot of things that are happening and a lot of information that is being put forth in the world that is causing us to respond in our body by closing our hearts. And so, as I said at the beginning of the call, our invitation is to allow our hearts to open. Now, through these layers of information that's coming through, the one that's coming through is the illusion of love, that love is illusory, the illusory nature of love. And as you're feeling into this energy of love, and still, I invite you to keep your eyes closed and to feel in, because there's still energy that's moving through the throat. There is this fear of expressing ourselves, fear of expressing our hearts, fear of expressing our love. Now, much of this expression is because we are wanting to express our deepest heart's desire. And yet there's this feels like romantic love. There's this idea of like a moth to a flame burned by the fire, that a moth is attracted to the light. And when the moth has an inability to stop itself from actually moving into the fire, thereby burning itself. And so when you really look at the metaphor of this, like a moth to a flame burned by the fire, it really speaks to this attraction. If I am attracted to this person, it will lead to my own demise. It will lead to my death. It will lead to my heartbreak. It will lead to an end. And what if that was an illusion? What if What if it actually led to a heart opening? What if love never stopped? What if love never stopped flowing? Love is an energy. It's constantly, consistently flowing if we allow it to. And yet we have these experiences where we feel as though we have to close our hearts. We have to close ourselves from receiving love or receiving at all, which is from the back. And again, there's this idea of betrayal. I've been betrayed by love. I've been betrayed by the choices that I've made. I've been betrayed by my lover, by my family, by my partner. And so we're simply opening that up just a little bit. And the mind is hurting right now. And it's hurting because there's this love isn't stable, is what I'm hearing. This limiting belief that love is not stable. Love is not safe. Love hurts. And yes, we can have experiences that do lead us to feeling hurt. But is it love itself that does that? Or is it what we've connected, the ideas that we've connected to love, that we now understand it to cause our own pain? Are you willing to love anyway? Are you willing to allow yourself to live? Are you willing to choose life and to choose to have these experiences? The experiences that we have with others in love, whether that is romantic, friendship, or through our own families, allow for us to grow. It allows for us to expand. It allows for us to evolve. And this is the nature of the energy today, to come into stability, with our own emotions, with our own hearts, with what is love? What does love mean? And so with this invitation to open your hearts, there's this invitation to notice your relationships, to allow yourself to let go of the control. And we control others by having these expectations of how they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to act. We have these expectations that we place upon others that really and truly is a virus. When we are born, up until about the age of 7, we have this inability to conceive or perceive. Our brain does not know how yet to perceive anyone outside of us. And so we see ourselves as those who raised us, whether that's a priest, our parents, our brother, our sister, our teacher. We can't know, we can't perceive that they are outside of us. And so we take everything that they say to be true. And so we take that idea as who we are, how we're supposed to love, and we take everything that they tell us to be more important than ourselves. And so as we continue to grow up, as we continue to mature, and as our brain starts to mature, that we've already been programmed to believe that, to know that. We've been conditioned. Our brains have been wired to go outside of ourselves for that. You don't know what you don't know. And so now this energy today is really supporting you in the knowing that we are separate and yet connected. Separate, meaning that we are now being supported to come into discovering ourselves, what love for ourselves is, to be willing to express what love is for ourselves, to be willing to allow and release others to be them, to allow for ourselves to fulfill our own needs, our own desires, our own sense of love first, to come into such stability within the knowing of who we are, that we don't necessarily need others to fill that space. Does that make sense? That I know that I love myself so deeply, so much that I would act on behalf of that love for myself, that I no longer need my partner to fill that, i.e., you complete me. To let go of that limiting belief and to let go of that codependence, and to allow for yourself to remain open-hearted as you navigate those relationships today, as you come into that stability today. Are you willing to observe with an open heart how you are relating to others, how you are loving others? And are you willing to express that, express your desires? Are you willing to notice that many of the ideas and the beliefs that you have about love may be untrue? They may be illusory. They may be limitations that keep you from your truest desires. And it may not necessarily be just relationships to other humans. It can be your relationship to your body. If you're noticing aches and pains in the body, it's dis-ease in the body. The body is not at ease. And so you may be feeling aches in the shoulder. I can feel some. And you could be feeling, pain in the knees, which really speaks to the flexibility that you have in walking forward in your life, or the holding on to people, holding on to people. On the other side of it, with this moth to a flame, many of us, we dim our light. And I know it's a saying that we all hear, especially in the spiritual community, but there's this inherent or this unconscious, I dim my light. I dim my light so that I may be accepted by others, so that I may be loved by others. I dim my light. This fear that if we were to be ourselves fully, that others would just drop away like flies. And yet, wouldn't you want to be loved completely and wholly for who you are? Wouldn't you want to have those connections with others so that they can love you for who you are and you can love them fully, wholly, completely as they are? No needing to control each other, no needing to manipulate or to hold on, to know that love is always flowing. It just doesn't stop. That the idea that we could burn bridges is an illusion, because we are truly inherently connected to all. And so people may fall away today. People may, you may shift in the way that you relate to others today. But know that all of these are to create more stability and more foundation in your own desires for love and how you want to now redefine it. Beautiful. I think that's everything. Questions, comments, please feel free to share. And if you're curious about what does that mean? What does it mean to love myself? What does it mean to play this game of love? Then I'm going to invite you to connect with me so that we can have a clarity call and see which path is right for you. Awesome. Sending you all so much love, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Happy Monday. Bye for now.